Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans in 1977. It's Friday night, and you know what that means. It's time for the SmackDown Event Center Wrestling Report. And now, here's your host of the Event Center Wrestling Reports of SmackDown, now a 3-hour show on the USA Network, Mr. Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans, 1977, episode 1966, 1966. 34 episodes away from the milestone 2000. Those in my last video of the night, and then afterwards, I'm going to get some sleep, and tomorrow, I wake up tomorrow early for work for the final Saturday, and I'm going to work at the mall, and because starting next week, the week of the 19th, I'll be working Monday through Friday, and that will be a good thing. So, I know the downside is I lose hours, but, the upside is I get an extra day off. So, after this video, I'll be done, and then tomorrow, I've got work, and then after 11 o'clock, it'll be a final Friday. Final Saturday, I'll be working. And a lot of concern about the huge snowstorms that are going to come in Sunday night into Monday morning. By the time I wake up Monday morning, it'll probably start to taper off, and we'll stop around 7 or 8 o'clock, I think. But I don't have to worry about it. And the early call is 2 to 5 inches statewide, and that means our whole entire state of Massachusetts. But if the storm tracks up a little bit, we might get less than that. If it's 2 to 5 inches statewide, we'll probably be on the low side of the 2 to 5. And the upper regions of Massachusetts could get more. So basically, north and west of us could get a whole lot more snow than we do. We probably will get to 2 inches tops, the 2-3 inches of sorts. So it's the uncertainty of the storm that But the good news is I don't have to worry about shoveling it unless needed. So I'm hoping that's not I think that's the major plus of it. So my only worry is to getting there to work, and possibly I'll probably utilize the highway for that. So we'll see what happens there, because I know, but I think it doesn't matter, because our state's always been well prepared for situations like this because we were used to it, be here in New England and such. So but that's Sunday. I'm not going to worry about it because I have that day off Sunday, and at night, I probably will not worry about it until, the rest of the evening and all that good stuff. So, like I said, I'm going into work at 7 o'clock, so we'll see what happens. We'll bear in mind to see what happens, because, everything else is a little bit crazy. But enough about that crap. We're going to talk about what happened on SmackDown, which just came started, it's in San Diego, California, and Rey Mysterio kicks off SmackDown and addresses his hometown, and he's decided to enter his name into the Royal Rumble match. Already 5 big names, and you're talking about Drew McIntyre, CM Punk, Roman Reigns, John Cena, and I think one more dude added his name, Seth Rollins. All added their 5 names. Now Rey Mysterio is entering number 6. So when he only needs 24 more guys to declare themselves to be the Royal Rumble, who knows will show up. Big news before I continue on. There was some big news on big news in wrestling. Of course, another superstar has come back to the WWE via NXT. That'll be Lince Dorado, and that's where he was part of the Lucha House Party with Kalisto and Grand Metalik. But Lince Dorado decided to make his way back to NXT. So, welcome back, Lince Dorado. And as he was talking about entering the Royal Rumble, Kevin Owens comes out with the WWE Winged Eagle Championship and says that, listen, if I win, you should face me. I always want to face you at WrestleMania. And then Rey Mysterio said, you're not the champion, but if you do beat Cody Rhodes, and if I win the Royal Rumble, it'll be great to face you. Kevin Owens snapped. They started brawling. And then Bianca Belair and Naomi were talking about their matchup against Nia Jax and Candice LeRae. And and ask about the leads on who attacked Jade Cargill. Says none. So we will see what happens there. And before Nick Aldis decided to talk to Rey Mysterio. So listen, I know what he did, disrespecting your hometown. You know what? I'm gonna get you I'm gonna give you a match against KO tonight. He goes good. And then Cody Rhodes talks to Aldis about the Rumble contract. He says, you know what? Let him sign it first. I'll sign it when he signs it. So they had the tag team matchup, first matchup of the action. Bianca Belair and Naomi, the women's tag team champions, faces Nia Jax and Candice LeRae in a non-title matchup. And Naomi and Belair win the matchup. Also, has been announced on the 28th of January in NXT in Atlanta. The women's tag titles will be on the line. Bianca Belair and Naomi will defend against the Meta Girls, Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson. That'll be a heck of a matchup for sure. Byron Saxton interviews Bayley about her championship match, challenging Tiffany Stratton. And Bayley is determined to defeat Tiffany Stratton. Meechin was talking to B-Fab about how she was close to beating Chelsea Green again until Piper Niven interrupted him. And I call Piper Niven because she was dressed like Secret Service would, and B-Fab called her Mall Cop. I said, oh, Paulette Blart. Like Paul Blart, the female version of Paul is Paulette, so the Paulette Blart, Mall Cop. And Paul Blart, part 3, starring Piper Niven, Paulette Blart, Mall Cop. Anyways, Piper Niven's like, oh, Chelsea, you can come in now, and I was like, oh crap, here we go. And then they start running their mouths. B-Fab says, you know what, I'll talk to Aldis and we'll get a match going. Jimmy Uso addresses Carmelo Hayes before their matchup. Carmelo Hayes responds to Jimmy Uso before that matchup. The two had it matchup until Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga got involved, and Jimmy Uso wins by disqualification because the referee caught Tama Tonga pushing Jey Uso off. So, and then Fatu and Tonga were attacking Uso after the matchup, and then Carmelo's like, "Yeah, great going, yeah, we'll be a team and all that." And Jacob Fatu knocks out Carmelo Hayes, right? And then Sol Sikoa arrives and about to address the San Diego crowd. They booed him so much to the point where he said, "Mic drop, I'm out of here." Says nothing and walks away. Then Fatu picks up the microphone and said, "Tired of disrespect, I'm tired of all that." And as he was talking, LA Knight interrupts, attacking both Tonga and Fatu. And as they were trying to get their way with LA Knight, here comes Braun Strowman, gets involved, and then see Tim and Jacob Fatu in the ring. Let's see, big meaty men slapping meat, monster versus werewolf, kaiju battle, let's get. And then Jacob Fatu was dragged out of the ring by Tama Tonga. And Wade Barrett said, Tama Tonga is the voice of reason, we're all screwed. And he says, and so Santos Escobar and Electro Lopez got some encouraging pep talk to Los Garza. That's Humberto y Angel Garza. Los Garza. And so they faced the Morrissey Machine Guns in a tag matchup. And Pretty Deadly gets involved during the matchup, costing Los Garza the matchup, and Morrissey Machine Guns end up winning it. And then Nick Aldis was trying to get KO to sign the contract. He said, "No, I'm not signing it until Cody signs it." Little kid. He said, "Why are you interrupting me? I'm getting myself ready for the matchup." Oh, shut up, KO, you Homer Simpson wannabe. B-Fab went one-on-one with Piper Niven. Niven won the matchup after Chelsea Green got involved. Chelsea Green and Niven attacked B-Fab after the match, but Meechin comes to her aid using a kendo stick. And then Byron Saxton interviewed Tiffany Stratton, as Tiffany Stratton says, now it's Tiffstory, not history, Tiffstory. And she says she'll probably beat Bayley again and retain her title. And in attendance, WWE Diva legend Victoria. That's right, Victoria in attendance to watch SmackDown. And I would not be surprised if she ends up being in the Royal Rumble, the Women's Royal Rumble match this year. That will be something, if that's the case. But if she's done with wrestling, I'm cool with that too. But we had the honor of interviewing her back in 2022. And we're not going to get into the rest of that show of Rant and Ray, but that was the highlight of that episode of Rant and Ray, was talking to Victoria, and she called me Mr. Shenanigans, and it stuck. So I like it. So thank you, Victoria, for the nickname, Mr. Shenanigans. Rey Mysterio and Kevin Owens had a matchup, and KO ended up picking up the victory. Then he shook hands and about to attack Rey Mysterio and hit him with a package pile driver. But Cody Rhodes comes out, and they started brawling with him, and security and officials tried to separate those two. And then Aldis about had enough of this. He says, you know what? Here's what we're going to do. Saturday night's main event, and that's next Saturday, by the way, my first Saturday off from work, will be the contract signing, but it's going to be moderated since it's in San Antonio, Texas, by the one and only showstopper, the main event, the icon, HBK, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. That's right, Shawn Michaels, the Senior Vice President of Talent Relations in NXT, will be on Saturday night's main event. Very interesting for sure. And Tommaso Ciampa is ticked off at Pretty Deadly for what they tried to do. So you want to shot these belts, now you get to get Brian Morrissey machine guns. He said, you know what, I'm done with them, right? And then Johnny Gargano tried to give him some pep talk. He said, you know what, good talk, but you guys need to get it together. And then Paul Cruz tells Pretty Deadly, you see what happens when you follow them? They'll mess with you. And then Gargano attacks him from behind. He says, keep my name out of your mouth. I think Apollo Crews will probably want a match against Gargano. Another announcement for Saturday night's main event. Big meaty man slapping meat is finally happening. It will be Braun Strowman, the monster among monsters, going one-on-one with Samoan Wolf, Jacob Fatu. If I were Braun Strowman, I would get silver bullets ready for this guy. Their fists and the feet. That's right. You're going to need those 4 silver bullets to take down Samoan Werewolf. That's going to be a brawl and a half. Jacob Fatu and Braun Strowman, sign me up for that one, baby. And then in attendance, Roxanne Perez to see the women's championship matchup between Tiffany Stratton and the challenger who Roxanne Perez had some harsh words for and brawled with on NXT this past Tuesday, Bayley. And Charlotte Flair, there's a video montage on her. She's returning soon to in-ring action. And once Charlotte Flair comes back, the women's division is going to get flipped upside down again. And then the women's title matchup, Tiffany Stratton and Bayley went at it. It was a heck of a matchup. And during the time that Bayley was arguing with Roxanne Perez, focus on the champ. And Tiffany Stratton ended up winning the match with a pretty smooth solid ever in a clean matchup. Defeated Bayley clean. No interference from Nia Jax or Candice LeRae. I'm surprised that Roxanne Perez did not jump the guardrail and attack Bayley. But she'll probably wait and bide her time there. So, in that situation. So, there you go. So, Tiffany Stratton retains the title. Looks like Bayley will have her first feud with, Roxanne Perez once Roxanne Perez jumps on the main roster. We shall see about that. We want to thank everybody for tuning in to episode number 1966 of the show, 1966. What year that was? That was 11 years before I was born, and I want to thank everybody for tuning in. 34 more episodes to the year 2000. Well, I'll see you guys later. Tomorrow, we have Card Sharks, Sharks and Suits Saturdays. We have AEW Collision. I have chilling with Jordan, hopefully in the middle of the whole situation. I'll hopefully do a little Shenanigans arcade. But starting next week, that could be a possibility. There is a possibility of I can bring a Shenanigans arcade back. So, I've been bringing Shenanigans arcade back since the beginning of the year anyway, so no big deal, right? Yeah. I've been bringing it back since over the holiday season last year, so. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you in the next episode. Until that next episode comes around, Mr. Announcer, take us home. That is all for today's episode. This is your announcer speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E, door for Bob Saget Productions, and in association with a Raven Bofa Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching today's episode. Tune in next time for another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Goodbye for now.